Oh, we're live. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, we have made it to Friday here at the Stitch House, right?
I mean, yes, we actually know what day it is here.
It's Friday, right?
Yes.
And we are crazy, but we've been having a lot of fun with these live videos. And today is probably going to be our longest one.
They've increasingly gotten longer.
And I think the whole purpose of today is I want you kind of to sew along with us. So we don't have a lot of structure. We've done one test of what we want to do, but mostly like over the next few days, I want to create like some really cool, oops, I thought I turned that on silent. I wanted to create some really cool gear for us to use in the store. So this is one of the first sweatshirts I made. It says Stitch House on it. And this is just a sweatshirt I got at Target that's really cute and simple. And we did some tonal embroidery on it. And you're gonna come along on the journey with us and learn exactly how to do something just like this.
Just like that.
And what do you have over on your side, Emily?
Oh, well, so I've got my mimosa. And I've got these really great napkins. So you might not be able to see it because it's tone on tone. They're really elegant napkins. There's some really great wildflowers. So I've got a whole collection. So we'll show you those a little bit closer when we get to our machine. But yeah, the tone on tone like Jessica's wearing is really classy, really minimal design is really popular.
Good trend right now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about the hat?
Oh, and we have a cool hat that we are going to do some tone on tone as well.
And so we're gonna hoop it up. We're gonna show you the stabilizers that we use. I'm gonna talk about needle choices. I even actually made this design in my BES4 software. So I'm gonna show you that before we get started. And hopefully if you guys have any questions as you're going, as we're going, you can ask us and Brittany will let us know and we'll try to answer them for you. I think what's really important to know is that we're gonna be using a multi-needle machine today. And a multi-needle is terrifying to a lot of people. Even like people that come in the door, they go, oh no, I can't do that, right? I mean, they think that the multi-needle is hard.
Just like some of the other machines we have, it's not intimidating. It may look intimidating, but that's what we're here for.
And we're gonna show you.
Yeah.
And in the store, we teach you how to use these machines. So when we go back to like a little bit of normalcy where we can have you in the store doing one-on-one lessons, we teach you all of our tips and tricks that we have. The multi-needle is my favorite machine in the store, which is why I saved it for last. It's what I use the most and it's how I make most of my really fun things. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I want everybody to know that a multi-needle is for everyone. It's not just for people that think, oh, I'll never embroider a quilt or I'll never embroider on hats. There's so many different things you can do with a multi-needle and that's the goal for today. So I'm gonna start out with BES4 software. It's part of our package that comes with the 10 needle right now. The 10 needle of all the multi-needles, I know it's the biggest one, but there is a reason it's my favorite and I'm gonna show you some of those reasons today. BES4 comes free with the machine and I've got it kind of sitting right over here. And I'm gonna flip around my laptop here and show you what I've created in BES4. So it's really, really simple. This is not a digitizing software, but it is an editing software. So you can take fonts, monograms, all different types of things and easily edit them in this program. This is actually a built-in font that I used on the sweatshirt here. And I just changed the spacing, spaced it out a little bit, made it look really modern, used my, ruler tool and saw how long it was, made sure it was the right space for what I wanted to do on this sweatshirt, and then I wirelessly sent it to my machine. So the BES4 software makes it so that you don't have to use a USB stick, save it to the USB, and then put the USB stick in the machine. So this was step one of what we're gonna be doing today, and it's an important step because a lot of people ask us, where do you get those designs? Well, a lot of times you do need some sort of a software to kind of get going. And the software that we include with the machine is a very good software to get you going for what most people want to do. As you go along with your embroidery journey, you may find that digitizing may be for you, but it's not where everybody starts. So particularly if you're going to get into a multi-needle, kind of tackle each thing at one time. Start with the machine, learn the machine really well, and then move on to software after. I really love the BES4 software though, because it's very robust, but it's not overwhelming.
Well, I mean, I'm just kind of held up on the wireless aspect.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
and so, like, if USBs ever go go away, or maybe we go all to USB-C one day or something.
Where do you keep coming up with that also?
I keep coming up with a USB-C analogy because I want to plug my phone into my laptop to charge it, and it won't take a USB port, and it makes me so angry because I can't charge my phone on my laptop unless I have like the USB-C to the iPhone charger.
Okay.
And so like I'm just mad about that.
Well, that's technology. I So yeah, the wireless is really cool. Getting the perfect lettering, really minimal design is really cool.
And it's made to work with the Brother machine. So it's agnostic. It'll work with any brand. It's a really, really, really great tool. But we used it to digitize what we're using today. So you don't have to have $5,000 software to make this work. Really, a lot of the stuff you can do in the machine and in the BES4 software. We also have a mimosa. So if you're following along, we're going to be on this journey for a short amount of time today. So drink a mimosa with us if you'd like. It's our preferred drink here at the Stitch House. And it's Friday, so we're really excited that we've made it through the week. It's been a tough week. I know you guys have made it through the week too.
What Jessica said.
Big deep breath out. Okay, so let's get up and let's start talking about, I'm stuck. And let's start talking about, we're gonna make our next sweatshirt, and it's gonna be really cute. So I just took this sweatshirt out, and it still has a little bit of a wet mark. You may still see a little blue on there, but that'll go away. There's a few aspects to getting my sweatshirt hooped correctly, and it's not as hard as you think. So this is the stabilizer I used when I used this sweatshirt, and I used one other stabilizer as well. So Emily's gonna cut a piece of this stabilizer to hoop up in this hoop, and I'll kind of talk to you about this stabilizer and what it does. This is Perfect Stick by Floriani, and I've got it right here. I love this stabilizer because there's a lot of different uses for it. My favorite use is for anytime something's really hard to kind of actually get into the hoop. The Perfect Stick is a really nice stabilizer that allows you to score away the paper and then just stick your design down to it. So you can see, yeah, it's got like a sticker style adhesive.
Slick side.
Yeah, and so this is gonna kill everybody. I'm throwing away this scrap. But that's what we're gonna stick in the hoop of our actual 10 needle embroidery hoop. Now on the back of my sweatshirt, I used another stabilizer, and we're gonna put a piece of that on after Emily gets this on. This is Dreamweave Ultra. Dreamweave Ultra is my other all-time favorite stabilizer, and I am a stabilizer snob, I know, because I get to just kind of pick whatever is in the store, but I also get the best results this way. So Dreamweave Ultra is for, it's a very delicate stabilizer, but anytime I have something where I want to make sure there's no puckers or anything going on, I put this on the back. Some people use this as a finisher as well. After they embroider, they'll cut a piece of this and then iron it on. It's a permanent adhesive. And they'll iron it on the back so there's no scratchies that they have to deal with. But it's a really beautiful stabilizer for hard to stabilize things and to really just get really nice professional results. I love Dreamweave Ultra. An alternative to Dreamweave Ultra would be this no-show mesh stabilizer from Floriani. We use this a lot. And this one also is a fusible stabilizer. You always want to fuse something to your garment because you take away the stretch when you do that. So this would be another alternative because I can and I have Dreamweave. That's what I chose to use today. But no-show mesh fusible from Floriani would also be a really great alternative as well. And then last but not least, we also are going to use a topper. And there's two different types of toppers, so I want to talk a little bit about that. Emily, you can hold the heat and gone. That's what we ended up using, and we're going to use that, and I'll show you how that works. I'm a fan of heat and gone, but there's also a water-soluble topper as well. Water-soluble topper is great if you plan on washing the garment. I had a wet spot on here for a while because I was trying to get some blue stuff off, and it's still there. But with the heat and gone, all you do is take a warm iron and it kind of like balls up. It doesn't get onto your iron, and then you could just kind of pull it all away. With water soluble, you need to like wet the whole area and let it kind of dissolve, and then you still kind of get a little bit of gunkiness. But some people just throw a garment or throw something in the wash and it goes away really easy.
So quick. The heat and gone is fast.
It's fast, and it depends on what you're gonna do with it. Like, are you sending this to your sister? Like, is it gonna be a gift? Do you wanna actually wash towels before you give them to someone? Those are all kind of things that factor into which one you use. Heat and gone is what's in my arsenal, so I really like those. So these are some choices for stabilizer before we get going. Emily, you've hooped up the perfect stick.
I didn't score it yet.
Okay, perfect.
Check
So
those tight for me.
So cut a piece of the dream weave, and then let's pick which one we're gonna do next. Do we want to do this one?
Yeah, I think that one would be great.
Okay, we've got the correct color on there, right?
Yes,
I think
we
it's on
do.
number 2.
Yep.
Okay, so cut a piece for that, and I'm going to show them how we score the Dreamweave Ultra. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is Emily, or not Dreamweave Ultra, the perfect stick. Emily hooped up the perfect stick over here, and there is a shiny side, and then there's like a flat side to it. So you always want to hoop the shiny side up in the hoop. And these are the traditional hoops that come with the multi-needle. There's a set of, I believe, 5 or 6 hoops that come with it. This one's the largest. On the 10 needle, we have 14 by 7 7/8. So I was able to easily get in Stitch House all the way across my shirt here. There are other machines in the line. There's a 6 needle and a single needle. They have much smaller hoops. So I really like being able to have this full space. Back of jackets, duffel bags, things like that. It's really nice. So she's hooped up the Floriani perfect stick, and what we're going to do now is we lay it flat on a table, and I'm going to take a like a T-pin here, and all I do is I just kind of lightly score across into an X, and then I use my pin, and I'm going to take away that paper part. So I just kind of get underneath the paper, and it's going to leave a nice sticky adhesive here for me, which is all I really need to get my garment down. And then I'm going to toss this away. Yeah, turn that inside out. Okay, so Emily's gonna put the Dreamweave on the shirt now, and let me show you what the piece of Dreamweave looks like. So this is what Dreamweave looks like when you cut it. You may not even need a piece this big, but like I said, we're stabilizer snobs here at Stitch House. So it's very lightweight, and it's very soft. There is a good and a bad side, and the good side is the one that has the adhesive on it. You want to just put your iron on cotton, and we'll go ahead and turn it on. She's got her sweatshirt inside out, and we liked it so that it kind of sat Stitch House, you know, not too far down. So, we'll refrain the jokes for later. But she's gonna take this and she's gonna iron it right, just kind of up top, and she's gonna iron it on. So I'll let Brittany kind of show you what she's got going on over here. And I just turned the iron on, so it may take a second, Emily.
Yeah, it needs to be heated up a little bit.
So give it just a second, it'll go kind of quick. And just kind of want to pass it through.
That feels better.
That feels good, right? So yeah, just warm iron onto this is just a regular garment from Target, nothing crazy. You know, we didn't go to Neiman's or anything like that. We're just taking something inexpensive and turning it into something really expensive looking by adding our embroidery to it. And I love the Dreamweave for that.
If I was going to do something that started out being expensive, I would absolutely want to make sure I was using the right stabilizers.
Oh, heck yeah. And especially the Dreamweave. I've actually recommended Dreamweave to a few people that they said, you know, I've gotten recommendations online and it's still not working. And I say, well, try the Dreamweave. And when they do, they get perfect results every time.
So this is still really soft, but we're getting a lot of support on our sweatshirt now.
Yeah, and the main goal is that we take away the stretch. And so what happens in embroidery when you get puckers, the reason this lays so flat is because there's no stretch to where I embroidered. So as the needle punctures what you're doing, you don't want it to kind of distort your fabric. So
exactly, when we tested out some embroidery yesterday, we went without the stabilizer.
Yes.
We knew what was going to happen by not using a stabilizer, and this would have reduced any of that problem that we had.
Okay, so let's flip that inside out. And now we're gonna teach you the best part.
What's the best part, Jessica?
That we're not gonna do much to get it in the right place.
Okay.
And I'm going to, so we really need 2 things for this, and it's not that hard. I like to use, in addition to, well, 3 things. In addition to my Snowman sticker that comes with my 10 needle, that only works on the 10 needle or the Luminaire or the Dream Machine, I also like to use an Aero water soluble marker, and then my dollar store ruler just to kind of line things up. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna close this laptop, move this out of the way, and then go ahead and lay the sweatshirt flat. And if this is the same one that I was wearing earlier, I believe we have 8 inches from here to here. And let's just double check. This one's a little different. We've got 9, so we'll go 4.5 is gonna be dead center. And so what I like to do right here is just mark where dead center is up top here, just so I have like a visual cue. Then I'm gonna take my snowman sticker, and as long as I have it exactly where I want the center of my embroidery design to go, think of this like a little sensor for your machine. So the machine is gonna pick up exactly how I have that snowman sticker, and even the crosshairs are going to be part of how it positions your design. So if I had my sticker like this, my crosshairs would be angled and my design would go, you know, skew to the left or rotate to the left. But I want it nice and straight, so I'm just gonna bring it, how far do I have this?
It might be a little high.
Yeah, maybe about there. So the center of my design will be here.
Perfect.
I think that looks good. So we just stick our sticker down. It's reusable. I've probably used the sticker 20 times. So it comes in a nice pack in there. And
you get a lot of them, but yes, they are reusable.
the best thing to do now is just to hold it and say, does that look straight? I don't know. Does it look straight? I would maybe go like this, just a little bit. I am OCD, you guys. Once you get this done though, there's not much more. All right, I think that looks nice and straight. Does that look straight? That looks straight. And
Yes, that looks straight.
That looks perfect. Okay, so Emily, go ahead and stick our hoop onto the machine. So we don't have to hoop up the garment yet. We're actually gonna put the hoop onto the machine first, and it just slides on really easy right over here. And because I have this sensor on, I'm just gonna stick my garment on however I want, and it's really awesome. So what we're gonna do is, I'm just gonna kind of push this around to the outside of my hoop, stretch it out just a little bit. We could have used a smaller hoop, but it'll be fine. And as long as I can get my, perfect, like this. There we go. And then now that perfect stick is the best thing, because right here, I'm just gonna stick my garment down, make sure that it's kind of all stuck down to where I need it, and we're good to go.
But here's the best thing.
The best part is right here.
Okay, so my sweatshirt, the back, we haven't turned anything inside out. We haven't kind of manipulated the sweatshirt in a crazy way, but my embroidery arm for my 10 needle is right here. And the back of the sweatshirt can go really easily underneath that.
So we're not gonna get any of that like, oops, I accidentally embroidered through to my sweatshirt situation. We can really walk away when this is done. So I already have my design sent to my machine. And I'm gonna pull it wirelessly. I'm gonna pull it back up. And it's gonna tell me it's too large to stitch that way. Okay, so there's Stitch House, and it is not in the right position. I want it to, oh, oops, sorry. We're live. Stitch House, 90 degrees, set. Okay, so I want this to obviously not be that way, so I'm gonna switch it around. And I'm going to not do anything for positioning now. I like the size. It's 9.43 inches long by almost 0.86 inches tall. So it's exactly how we have it here. And I'm going to click Edit End. So the only thing I have to do at this point to get my positioning correct is I know my snowman sticker is in the right spot. I know that my sweatshirt is hanging underneath my embroidery arm here. I'm gonna look for that same snowman sticker on my screen and click OK. This is why you get a 10 needle over any other machine. Not because of how many needles it has or how fast it goes or how big it is. It is solely because this has a camera built in, and this saves all the time in the world. Otherwise, we would be like measuring and like putting our needle down and trying to do all these different things. We're not gonna do that. So I click my snowman sticker. You can see my Stitch House design right here, and you see my snowman in the center. So I'm gonna click Scan. And the machine's actually gonna find my snowman sticker. So it's going to search for it. It's already starting to find it, and it's recognized it all on the screen. So think of that as like a sensor the machine's going to pick up. The second it recognizes it, you can see that it's rotated it and flipped it because it knows that our sweatshirt is on upside down. I'm gonna pull that sticker off and just stick it right here because I'm gonna reuse it. And then I'm gonna take my Heat and Gone topper and set it right on top here. Don't need to do anything else, just leave it there. Now I'm gonna go to embroidery. And what color are we embroidering on this one, Emily?
I think we're gonna do the tone on tone, so number 2.
Number 2? Okay, perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to tell the machine, magic wand, please use number 2. Okay.
Did it select it?
Yep, number
Perfect.
2. Good to go. So it's like bing, we're using number 2. Really simple. I have it at 500 stitches per minute. 1,000 stitches per minute is max. Whenever I start my embroidery, I slow it down just to make sure nothing's caught or nothing gets crazy before it starts. Everything looks good to me though. We've got the right stabilizer, the right thread, we've got the right bobbin. I'm gonna click lock and go. And then once my machine starts stitching and goes a little bit quicker, I'm going to, and I like the way it looks. Oh my gosh, that's cute. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. I never run at full speed. I always try to run close to 800 or 900 stitches per minute. It doesn't take out too much time, but it does give me a lot better results, and it's better for my machine to not run it full speed all the time. There are certain instances where running your machine at full speed because you've got to get an order out is totally fine. But just for longevity, I like to try to keep it running about 800 stitches per minute. Next, we're gonna do a hat, right?
Yep.
Okay, so as that's embroidering, come back over here. So as that's embroidering, I'm going to resize my design down for Stitch House because I'm going to make it smaller for a hat. So we're going to go back into our software. And what's really cool in the BES4 is I can tell it which hoop I'm using. So I'm going to click select hoop, and I'm using a round frame, the wide cap frame, which is 360 by 60 millimeters. So it has all of my different hoops in here, and I can click apply. So this is really awesome because that's the actual size I had to work with in my cap frame. Now I'm gonna cheat a little bit and we're gonna use the Hoop Tech cap frames today, but I'll know that whatever I'm embroidering, I know it's going to fit in my hoop size. I do not want the design to go all the way across the edge of the hoop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to size this down. Center it again, and I take my ruler tool and I use it to see about how large that is there. That says 6.43. What is that going to look like on a hat?
Where's our dollar store?
Where's our dollar store ruler? Right over here. That might look really nice. Maybe a little bit bigger. Now 6.66 inches. I think a little bit bigger.
Let's try it out.
I think small is better on a hat right now, right? What do you think, Brittany?
I think that's fine. Yeah. You want it bigger than that?
No.
No, do that.
Small?
I think small and minimal.
What does Facebook think? Do you think we should go about 7 inches for...
7?
I think about 7 inches.
Hold on a second though. What's the measurement that we're looking at on the software?
6.66 inches by about half an inch. Oh. Ha! Thanks, Emily. I was using centimeters.
She's only had one mimosa.
It's Friday. There was something really funny in the video that you did with Terry that I couldn't stop laughing about.
Well,
what did Terry say? And you were like,
he didn't say anything.
and no. You were like, Terry, that's a triangle or something like that. He's like, yeah, I knew that was a triangle.
He was doing squares.
Terry doesn't like to be told what to do. I've learned.
Okay, so 6 inches is gonna be huge, and we're not doing that. So we're gonna shrink this down.
This is why it's more fun to embroider with friends.
Yeah.
Kathleen said not too big. She doesn't want it to scream.
She doesn't want it to scream. I agree with you, Kathleen.
Oh, screaming. Yes, we don't have to do that.
4 inches.
Thanks, Kathleen.
I think we could go even smaller.
3.5. 2 3/4.
How about 3.5? I think that's gonna look really nice across the top of the hat. So we're gonna send this. Because my machine's embroidering, I'm gonna do use the USB stick. And I'm going to click a here and there. Save. How's your sweatshirt coming along over there, Emily?
It looks awesome. We have stitch how.
Stitch out. We're getting
And
close.
we need 2 more letters, so it's really fast. That topper that's on there is holding everything really nicely. It looks great. Something else, we're talking about the sizing for these hats. Something that's really nice. We're going to be able to see kind of the placement and where the design, how it looks on our hat once we get to the machine. But these are pre-bought hats from Target. We haven't spent time invested sewing up anything, any kind of garment construction. So we've got a pretty low risk. Oh, Brittany's got the camera on me. We have a pretty low risk for, our investment, right? We haven't spent a ton of time already on this.
This is so cute. Is this one yours, Emily?
I'm going to pick my color after they're all finished.
Which one do you want?
Well,
You want this color, don't you?
I
like this color too.
I like this color. I'm actually more concerned about the hat. This is going to be perfect for those mornings. Like this morning, I spent 2 hours sewing before I got to work because that's how I like to spend my mornings. So on
Is Brian gonna join in this video?
He's not going to join us. So on the mornings when I want to wear a hat, I'll have a Stitch House hat. When I don't want to do my hair because I'm sewing in the morning.
I want him to show. I made his sweatshirt he's got on.
Oh yeah. Right? Hats equal more sewing time.
Correct. Hats equal less time washing my hair, and I think we can all agree washing your hair is the worst day of the week, right? It doesn't matter if it's Friday. If you have to wash your hair, it's like, no. Not doing it. Hair days are the worst days. Okay,
Oh
yay! All right,
That looks
Emily.
awesome.
I'm going to let you do the honors.
I'm going to take it off.
I'll move this over so that you have plenty of space over here.
Okay, so the perfect stick is, we're just going to be able to rip our design off. I'm going to be kind of gentle. I'm going to take my sweatshirt off my hoop. And this is what's really cool, how easy it is to remove the hoop from the machine. So just like that, this is a secret that Jessica has taught me. She's taught me a lot of things here. Instead of kind of ripping your design from the front and kind of pulling your stitches, you can actually put some pressure on there and pop those right through.
Yeah, just in case.
She's probably really proud of me right now.
I am so proud of Emily.
Okay, so we're gonna throw those scraps away.
Yes, people hate that.
But all right, what's the tip? We're just gonna
Okay,
do
so-
our iron with these.
So I get most of it off first.
That's pretty cool.
So get as much of it off as you can. So
So this is really easy to rip off.
yeah, there you go. Now, is your iron warm? Okay, so
Yes. it
okay,
is.
so then just iron on top, and it'll start to kind of like pill up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it doesn't gunk up your iron at all. And then you can pick off some of those pills.
That's really easy. I might do a little bit more.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt anything at all. So we used a polyester thread, so it's totally safe to iron on top of. This garment's iron safe, and the stabilizer just goes away with a warm iron. So it'll kind of pull up like that, and then you could just kind of get rid of it.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Classy, just like us.
And then we've got some of this just to get off. So now you just have a little bit of plain work, and you can use your things. It's probably hard to see that one, but I like the way that is. I think trend in embroidery right now is tonal embroidery. So tone on tone is really popular, which is why we did that, and I think that looks really cool. So we can play with that and get that up to our specifications, but we're gonna move on to a hat next, right? Yeah. You guys excited for a hat?
Like we just talked about.
I wish we had a live audience right now, and they could be like, yeah, we want to see a hat. So if you want to see a hat, love our post, and we'll do a hat for you next. So what do you think, Emily?
I think it's awesome.
I think that's super stinking cute.
Hand me that hanger, please.
We'll stick this up on our hanger. Okay, so we are officially done with our sweatshirt, and we're gonna move on to a hat next. Which hat did you want to do, Emily? The mint one?
I love the mint one, yeah.
Okay, so we're done with this hoop, and we're actually done with this frame on the machine.
So we can store it right down here.
Yep, and this is the cart. I have done a Facebook video about why this cart is so important in the past, and I stand by my word. So if you are interested in an embroidery machine, do not not get the cart. It is so important, and I'll show you why as we get to doing the hat. So I'm gonna take my A-frame off. I don't need it anymore, and I'm just gonna stick it down here. Okay, so we're going to use the cap frame that came from Brother, but we're also going to use an aftermarket piece as well that makes things a lot easier. The cool thing about the cart is I can stage my hats on the cart here. So as I'm going along, I can really make sure that I can get it into the right area. Okay, so first thing we need to do is actually stick our driver onto the machine. Nope, the wrong one. I'm like, wait. No. And I'm gonna get rid of these things here. Our phones are ringing off the hook. Okay, so this is the driver from Brother. It's the part that moves cylindrically. Do not let anybody fool you. A cap frame is not a real cap frame unless it moves in a round position. Caps are meant to be embroidered on a round position. If you try to lay a cap flat, what you're most likely going to get is a pucker in the center. So the cap frames that they make for machines that are flatbed machines are doable, but they're not necessarily
they're not going to give you
professional results.
It's professional results.
Yeah, like you're going to get okay, but it's not going to be what you would ever want to put your name on to sell or anything like that. So the reason the cap frame is very expensive, and we know this, but this comes with this machine right now. It's part of the package. And the reason it's so expensive is because this is just one of 3 pieces that it comes with. So it's not just like a little frame that goes on the machine. It's a whole big box. So I like to explain that to everyone. So let's find the other 2 screws that go with this. They may be in the white box.
There.
And I'm gonna go ahead and slide this on.
This box is a lifesaver around the store.
Yes.
To hold everything we have for the needle.
I see the 2 big screws in there.
There's 1 big screw, and here's 2 big screws.
Yes. So my big screws go. So it's only 4 screws to get the cap frame on. What? It's hard to see this, I know. There. If you guys are calling the store right now to stress us out, it's working.
As we didn't tell all of you that Kelsey and Lisa were standing by the phones today. But what I hear in the background, I'm sure you hear the phones ringing in the background, but what I hear in the background is Brian guiding someone through something on their machine.
On the Bernina, and I am impressed.
So it's pretty awesome.
Okay, and then we have 2 screws that go into the bottom.
And you have those.
Yep. I just kind of got to get down here for this part.
Which is another reason why you'd want the cart.
Oh yeah. If you're trying to put this on with a table, it's a nightmare because you can't like get into this area here.
As demonstrated.
So go ahead and get the scissors for me. Tell me what happens.
Emily, is he helping someone correctly?
Well, I didn't get to listen to all of it, but I might know who he's talking to.
By your presser foot.
We cannot wait till our classes resume. Get everybody knowing everything about their machines.
You know what? It's because the big one's gone. Hold on, we'll take that one off yet.
And did you hear something kind of go where? Okay. That means that it cut. So what I want you to do now what I want you to do is I want you to throw the machine.
Can someone deliver a mimosa?
Oh,
We can deliver mimosas with the machine.
Eileen, of course you're asking that.
Are there any other questions we have going on right now?
Let's see. B, we can't wait for classes either.
Who?
B, Rozier.
Oh, B. We're gonna do a hat together. It's gonna be so much fun. Okay, we're getting closer. Just 4 screws. Shouldn't be that hard, but I made it look as hard as possible on camera. There is a trick to this. I will teach you it when you buy a machine from us. I will show you how to use your hat hoop. Just ask Miss Eva Stogstill if she's watching. She was at her wit's end doing hats before I helped her. And there are tricks to this. Okay, so my cap frame is on. And this is my driver for my cap frame. And the machine knows it's on when I get there. So I'm gonna click home and click OK. And I'm gonna make sure that everything is engaged correctly here. Sometimes I take the sensor off depending on what I'm doing, but we're not gonna tell you why right now. Okay, so we're gonna open up this design for the cap. And I believe it's the smaller one. Let's see what the size is here. 3.58 inches.
Perfect.
Yep, perfect. So we're gonna click set. I'm gonna click edit end here, and it's saying this embroidery frame cannot be used. So we didn't practice any of this, so give me just a second.
Screwdriver for this.
No, that can stay on.
Kathleen said.
What's she saying? In Collin County.
What did Kathleen say?
Kathleen says we've got lockdown, but not in Collin County yet.
We're not, the store's not open. We're just shooting video. But we can deliver to you.
Let's open up that popping case and pull out that thread.
So we have free delivery on all these machines right now to your home. We are fulfilling online orders as well. As you've seen that we've started our online business.
Do you know how to do that?
And I have never gotten this message before, so bear with me, and you guys are gonna get to see me troubleshoot. I've never seen that. So we may have taken the sensor off, so I'm just gonna take the whole thing off.
You're an old school vet, right?
I'm taking the bottom off too.
Okay. I'm gonna stick it back on. Because nope, it's on there. Okay, so now it thinks my cap frame's on. Let me try it one more time.
Better to do it while I'm on.
Did we stick this back on after the last time that we used it? Yes. We stuck it on the wrong way. So, okay, I'll explain what's going on right now. So, we're gonna use an aftermarket frame called Hoop Tech, which is really great. And to use the hoop tech system, we'll just go full force and use the whole thing correctly. To use the hoop tech system, grab the little override bracket out of there too. You have to actually take this magnet off of this frame here. And when you take the magnet off of this frame, you essentially are not allowing the machine to realize that you're using a cap frame. It's a great way to do hats because one of people's biggest complaints is that the Brother actual cap frame is a pain in the butt to maneuver. And I agree, which is why I never use it regardless of whether or not I override my machine or not. So what we're doing right now is we're taking off this magnet and we're gonna put it on our machine, and our machine's not gonna know what size cap frame we have on. There's an override bracket that comes with it as well. I try to do things like the quick way to show you, but we're gonna do things the right way. So we're gonna use the Hoop Tech cap frame. Again, it's an aftermarket cap frame. You still have to have this Brother driver for it to work, but it's a lot easier to do hats in the long run. So we're gonna go ahead, same thing that we were doing before. Now we just don't have our magnet on. And we're going to put it in the right place. And then the override bracket is in my hand here. And it's gonna go onto this little spot right here, and then go ahead and put, hold on Emily, go ahead and put your little, your big little screwdriver up top there.
Where did those go?
Right here. And I'll put my little screwdriver.
And I know you can't see at home, so this is what we'd be happy to show you in the store, exactly what we're doing.
You can see on the screen though that what we just did was we overrode the system. So we took off this magnet. This magnet tells the machine the hat hoop's on. And then we also put a bracket on there so it thinks that we have our largest hoop on, which is a good and a bad thing. You're gonna have to manipulate it a little bit more, but you'll have the maximum space available to really hoop your machine. Hoop your hat up. Hoop it up. There we go. Getting yours. Yes. Perfect. Okay, so our hat hoop's on and we have our override bracket on and we're fully ready to go using our Hoop Tech system. I'm gonna turn the machine around a little bit and I'm gonna show you how this works next. So let me show you what the traditional hat frame looks like, and I'll show you what the Hoop Tech one looks like, and I'll show you why I like the Hoop Tech better. So when you buy the Brother hat frame, I told you it comes in 3 pieces. That was one of 3 pieces. This is the actual frame. That's the driver. This is the one that comes with the Brother one. It's pretty cumbersome. You have to kind of get your hat through here and whip it around and do all these other kinds of hard things. It's difficult, and so the reason a lot of people don't do hats. So there's a product out there called, oh my gosh, you know what would be really cute on that hat?
Of course. So we're doing tone
We're
on tone.
ADD. We're ADD right
doing
now.
tone on tone.
I just pulled out some Kingstar Metallic. It'd be really cute on that mint hat. Okay, we'll do that one next. But okay, so this is the Hoop Tech frame, same as that other frame that we had, but you notice a lot less of stuff in the room. So this is the staging mount for the Hoop Tech cap frame. It's really simple the way it works. It just sits on top. Well, like this. There we go. And then this opens up. Now we're going to take a piece of stabilizer, and I brought some over. I did.
Where is it? Which kind are you using for this?
Cutaway stabilizer. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. We're going to take a piece of cutaway stabilizer, and we're just going to cut a smaller piece here.
So those mirrors face you. Yes.
For the hat.
Yeah, go ahead and cut a smaller piece. A little bit larger.
This big.
Yeah.
So okay, so it sounds like they should be facing you then. So like when you push that in.
Okay, so this is just a Target hat, nothing crazy.
What's inside the bobbin case, the shiny part.
Let me see if Brian.
I'm gonna see if Brian needs something.
Okay.
BRB.
All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm taking my piece of stabilizer, and this has little clips, and it's just gonna go right underneath these little clips here. Okay, and now we're gonna take our hat, and we're going to push it onto the frame. I've got my sweatband pulled back. The coolest thing about this staging mount is it basically gives you a second hand if you're at home by yourself. So I can put my hat in through here, and then I can really pull nice and tight on here. So I've pulled tight, my stabilizer is back in this area. Now all I have to do, much unlike the other one, the brother one that it comes with, is bring this around and clamp it down. And that's it. So now I'm gonna take this piece out, bring it off my frame, and I'm ready to embroider my hat. So I know I made it look really hard in the beginning, but I promise you, it's not hard at all. So now I'm gonna flip my machine back around. Another benefit to having the cart. Again, the cart comes with the machine as well. So everything that I've showed you comes with the 10 needle right now. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to just put this onto our hat, onto our frame.
When you start sewing, are you starting on or off the fabric? Okay, you're starting on that.
Perfect. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to actually use our snowman positioning sticker one more time. I'm gonna make sure it's dead center on my hat, and this hat has a seam, so it's really easy to be able to do that. And I'm going to put it right there, press my snowman positioning sticker, and click OK. And it's going to find exactly where I have that snowman sticker. So give it just a second to recognize it.
She said she knows who you are.
You can see it recognizing it on the screen here.
She said, how come she, and she said, how come she?
And what you see it's done is it's flipped it because my hat is upside down. It's flipped it and it's put it on the exact correct angle that I need for it to embroider this design perfectly. Let's see if we have any degree changes. Nope, looks good. So now I'm going to go into embroidery. I'm going to pull this off here. Actually, I'm going to show you something really cool that's neat. If I want to see what this design's going to look like on my machine, I can turn my live camera on, which you can only do on the 10 needle. And oh, that's actually really cool. I'm not going to split anything over my design. So I'm going to have it say Stitch House going right across here. And I can make sure, even if I zoom in really close, I can make sure that it lines up exactly how I want it to, which I love. So we're going to click OK. We're going to click embroidery. We're gonna use the magic wand, and I'm gonna do tone on tone. So we're doing color number 4 here. I'm gonna click OK one more time. I always slow it down when I get to do a hat. I click lock, and I click go. And we're embroidering a hat. And this is when you grab your mimosa because you feel accomplished. Okay, so while this is embroidering, you can get it on me if you want. While this is embroidering, are there any comments or questions you guys have about stabilizers, hats, anything like that, that you have questions about that we can answer? Is there anything that we could possibly teach you about with a multi-needle machine that's just been like a burning question? Why is a multi-needle for you? Those kinds of things.
Beautiful. There's no topper for the hat.
I could have put a topper on the hat, but I didn't because it was like a canvas material. So if I wanted to, I could have, but I didn't. I'm sure Kathy Quinn will crucify me for that. I wanted to show you something because multi-needle's not just for garments. This bag that Peg made, she did it in her Luminaire. But I will tell you, if she had a multi-needle,
so much faster.
this would have gone so much faster. Look, it goes in my outfit. So
She's never getting this back.
she's never getting this back. You do not have to have a multi-needle machine just because you do garments or hats or things like that. This would have been so much easier in the multi-needle because all of the color changes it would instantly do. It cuts your jump stitches and everything. So it's really easy to do tile scenes, embroidered quilts, things that you love to do with a Need a Good design. This machine is not just for garments. And this is gonna look cool. It's gonna be very tonal. Very tonal. Maybe could have made it a little bit more bold, but I think it looks nice. So, any other questions, you guys? No? Brian's been walking through someone on a Bernina in the background, so we've been kind of paying attention to that as well. This is really cool.
I hope everybody at home is using this time to be really productive or, you know, learning some things, just relaxing if that's what you're doing too. But we're getting some cool gear.
No, it's caught up somewhere. Oh.
Where now it's just kind of down at the bottom of the machine, getting ready to go.
We're gonna let it keep going, and we'll fix what messed up.
It's time for another mimosa.
It's time for another mimosa. So, yeah, it got caught up. So if you guys, we're gonna fix that. If you guys have any questions about how we do any of this kind of stuff, please let us know. We'd be happy to help you. We're gonna,
I have a question.
yeah, what's the question?
So Kathleen wants to know, there are 3 sets of times on the machine. The total time, the running time, but there's another time. Is that time for each needle?
Right above where the needle is
So there's
right above that.
this time,
Another little wire that's
this time, and this time, correct?
Yes.
Just wondering these. Okay, so the bottom number is your total time. This is really easy to fix, by the way. The bottom number is your total time of your whole stitch out design. The top number is how much has elapsed. And this number here is how much is left for the thread color that you're stitching out at the time. So total time, how much has elapsed for the thread color that you're physically working with at the moment.
That can cause issues. That'll cause issues in so many other words. You gotta make sure you go around both of those lines.
All right, we're gonna stick this back on. It's really easy if you make a mistake to go back. So I'm gonna show you how that works. If I can. Sorry, where's the center there? That's okay, I'm stuck on something.
No, you don't need to hold it. It's threaded and you got about a couple inches hanging out?
There we go.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and start it. Start on the fabric.
There you're lined up. And you're a little high.
Like that?
Okay, now what I want you to do
There we go.
is take
Perfect.
the scissors.
I was stuck. Okay, so we're gonna go back.